Everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com. It is Memorial Day, May 25th, 2015, and we're going to take a look at the chart. After I remind you that the website and the video are for educational purposes only, nothing stated at the site or in the video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. I am not a licensed financial professional, just a guy who draws lines on charts. So let's take a look. Well, this is our weekly review, but we're going to look at it first on a 30-minute chart. But I'll show you just with the help of a little visual here. Here is our week. And nothing much really happened if you look at it in that context. We opened the week in the low 2120s and we closed the week in the mid 2120s. The good news is we spent every single day in the past week over our red resistance line that we've been watching for quite a few weeks. We'd gotten over that line before, here, 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 and here. But you can see, if we just sort of highlight these places, then I'm going to delete these real quick. There you go. That's where we were over it before. And that's what we got now. So we are clearly a significant order of magnitude over that red line. As a matter of fact, we finally got over that line by a technically significant amount. And having done so, we now should have turned this line into support. Additionally, we spent the entire week over our neckline in what is a proposed inverted head and shoulders pattern. We have not yet gotten 1% above that neckline if we measure it from where we broke out. At the height on Wednesday, we were very close. Let's see. We tagged, let's call that 2135, and at that point in time, our neckline was at about 2114. That's real close to 1%, but not quite good enough, I don't think. And you can see that that we had a couple things happen during the week. The first is we did break through this little short-term line of support. No big deal. We had another line of support down here. We bounced on that on Thursday, but on Friday, that line broke. But, again, not by a technically significant margin. Now, I'm going to throw out an idea to you. And this is not my thought. This is the thought of another analyst who says that he believes that the weeks and days preceding a long weekend will often move against whatever the prevailing trend in the market is. Okay? So if we have a predominant bullish trend, then it would make sense, according to this person, for the Friday before the long 3-day weekend to exhibit some weakness. And he even goes into explaining why. And it is simply that people who have taken positions don't like to carry them necessarily, short-term positions, I might add, don't like to carry them through a long weekend. So we may have seen a little bit of selling on Friday that otherwise might not have been there. So I'm going to reserve judgment on whether or not this trend line has broken in any way that approaches being significant until I see what happens on Tuesday, the 26th. Okay? And I'm also going to put a couple new lines on the chart. I'm going to put this little line here, and then I'm going to throw another line up right here that maybe we have a flag forming at this point. We'll know tomorrow. Probably, maybe not. If we break up over this and get back into that channel, then I would expect us to make another move up to this trend line right here. If we break down through this flag pattern, then I think we've got a very, very strong case to be made for support either at our neckline or at this trend line right here. So if we see downside to start the week off, I think it will be fairly limited based upon these trend lines. So guys, I can't think of really that much more to say, because all of our analysis for the past weeks has been based upon these two lines and when we get over them by a technically significant margin. And as I stated at the outset, we are more than 1% above this line, though we are not quite fully 1% over this one. I think we did see some technically significant developments in last week. And like I said, it was mostly sideways, but the fact that we stayed over some of these trend lines that either had been resistance before, or once we got over them, we couldn't stay over them for much time at all. So I think the market is starting to show us some strength here. Let's just see what we get starting out on the 26th. And if we break down through this little pattern, then we get down into the low 2110s, maybe excuse me, maybe even in the mid 21, what do I call this? Mid 2100s, 2105, 2106. But keep your fingers crossed. There's a chance we could recover tomorrow and just get back up into our rising channel if this was just one of those long weekend, call it a head fake, if you will. So there's your video for May 25th, 2015. Thanks for taking time to watch it, and let's see if we get some continuation buying at some point this week. Take care.